right, fellas, welcome to the show. Getting ready to take off for the day. I want to do a quick message to you fellas. It's the weekend. I notice a lot of people, they don't step into the player path. They're not committed to being players. There's a fellow on my forum. He was here, then he left, got busy. He's fucking. He's getting a woman, getting women, but he's not committed to being a player. And my information is designed for players, not daters. I don't put out relationship advice because the way I handle a relationship would not be the way that a square would handle his relationship. Okay? No offense calling you squares, but that's how people in the game view ordinary people. They want to share the power with women and what do you want to do tonight, dear? I don't know. You decide, dear. Those kind of males. Some of them think they want the power, but they really aren't programmed for it because they got programming from their peers, their mommies. You know, bring a girl flowers. That type of dude. My advice is for those who want to get down and dirty. Those type of men that want to rule over the women in their lives, as I've done, as I am still doing. My advice is for those that realize that to get in this game, you got to get a little bit dirty. One dude said, "I don't want to lie to girls." Unfortunately, if you're playing women, multiple women, you do have to tell lies eventually. Yeah. Like, I did it openly, and they asked me, "Were you with what's last night?" I said no, even though I was, because I knew if I told them that I was that particular person, if I was, she would have been had a little attitude or whatever, and it would have influenced why I was there. The only reason why I got up in women's faces or allowed them to come to my place, be at my face, was for sex. That's what their purpose was. Sex and a little bit of fun. I liked the inner relationship stuff, the camaraderie, the laughter after sex. But I used women just for sex. That was their main purpose. Yeah. So, kind of like a PUA, I guess, only I built a team out of them so I could have constant access to sex. I did it intelligently. I didn't go out there like a lot of you guys are still doing. You get some sex, then you jump back and forget about the girl you had sex with. I don't know if you guys suck in bed or not, but you go out and look for something else. Some of you guys are afraid to build that starter girl. I don't know what that's about. I think it's really just some faggotry that's been programmed into you guys. You guys don't realize that the homosexuals got to you. They programmed you with their energy and shit. And that's why you don't want to build, your starter girl. You want to have a team. You may want to try some sex every now and then just for the sake of putting up the photos and show, hey, I finally had some sex. But did you build a team with her? No. I see that over and over again. And that just basically caused homosexuality popping up. If you have issues with your sexuality, this is not the place to work it out. My channel is not the place to work it out. Okay? My channel is for males who want to become real men. And a real man lives life on his own terms. We don't take the dictates of women. We don't take their contracts. We deliver contracts to them. Now, so many people, when I mention, spit the girl your contract. That is basically, hey, I'm seeing other girls, but, let's continue this. They sabotage themselves. I think it's cause homosexuality again, influence their decisions. They meet a girl, they're talking to her online or whatever, they meet her in person. Yeah, well, I'm just going to see other girls, and you got to put up with it. They sabotage so they don't get the pussy. again, closet homosexuality. You split the contract after you bone her. You don't accept her contract. Like, we gotta have 5 dates before I give you a kiss. I'm not gonna suck your dick. Those are weak males to get those kind of contracts, by the way. When you have a strong presence, again, when you have a strong presence, she bows down. She doesn't dare deliver a contract to you. I can't remember the last time a girl tried to give me a contract. I probably was in my 30s or late 20s. I only dealt with women that wanted to be there. That's another one of you guys' problems. You don't deal with women that want to be there badly. And the problem is, you guys, many of you guys, I'm sorry, but you're nothings. You haven't built anything in your lives. And that's your fault. See, I don't know the low-class black way of hustling chicks. I didn't do that. Of not really having anything, not having a car, not having a job, and hustling. My son did that. He'd have a job, he'd have a car, and he had girls buy them clothes and cars and stuff. But that wasn't my way. I don't know that way. Okay? So if you're a brother and you're not doing anything with your life, that wasn't my path. One of the brothers was surprised I read the Dark Tower series. And I read that way back in the 90s. I started reading at a very early age, and I've been reading ever since. I didn't just read all sci-fi. In elementary school I read, Call of the Wild, Jack London's books. Loved them. Read through all of his books. I read Sam Clemens. You guys don't know who he is. Mark Twain. That was his real name. Huckleberry Finn. Yeah. Loved those. Remember those classics. So I've done things, try to do things intelligently in my game. I've tried to apply logic and intelligence to the game. Many of you guys don't want to use my logic and intelligence, and you end up, train wrecks. That's your fault. I don't take responsibility for that anymore. I try to teach you what I've learned in my life, what worked for me. I developed this thing called mindfucking back in my early 30s. It worked. I did it ever since, except to my current girlfriend. And not on every girl, though. As I told you, you don't need it on every girl. Sometimes just good sex is good enough. And camaraderie. Okay? But the girls I really want on that team, I mindfuck them. Someone asked me if I could give examples of, I forgot. Something about writing or something. I don't know. I saw the question and I totally forgot. I'm not going to do any comments today. I'll probably do it tomorrow. One of my videos did get flagged. The one that was faded. Yeah, they got it to get flagged. And that gives me a 3-month penalty. So I can't do live. I can still do live videos. I'm going to do them live on my Facebook account. So when I announce a live video, it'll be on my Facebook account. So that way I see who you are also. That means very few of you guys that show up because you don't want it to be on your accounts. You don't want people to see what you're doing, I guess. And you're living your life underground. See, I don't live underground. That's why you can't duplicate what I did. You're trying to do shit in the dark. I live my life in the dark. I came out to light and lived a life. Okay? Not everything needs to be in the dark. Yeah, the game that you're doing needs to be undercover. It needs to be in the dark. But your life doesn't have to be in the dark. You can come out of your life and live big lives. Okay? It's nobody's business what you're doing with women, period. I learned that back when that song Bobby Brown came out. Why are they always talking about me? My prerogative. Yeah. It's none of their goddamn business. I was openly dating 2 girls named Susan, and also had Kathy P on the side, and I had another female. It's nobody's business what you're doing with your life. Like it's no chick's business who you've dated before, how many girls you've been with. Inappropriate questions. So to close out today, it's your attitude that's keeping you back. If you have the attitude, Remo, of I'm going to take these girls on dates, and that's what you're going to do, and others, despite where you are, I don't care what city you're in, because there are males that get women to their first time they meet them at a coffee shop or drinks. You know, I always said coffee shop. I met a lot of girls for drinks also. Forgot to mention that. Get drinks, back to your place. But the problem is, you guys aren't impressing girls because you don't have anything to impress them with. You've seen just a few of my accomplishments. Back then, I was giving lectures to aerobic instructors, how to create choreography. I was writing. You saw my little booklets that I wrote. I wasn't ordinary at anything. Okay, I tried to be extraordinary. And my physique was in that extraordinary category as well. I can show you early photos of myself. God, I was only 159 pounds though. You know, I'm skinny as fuck. But hey, I was cut. I've always been that way though. This is the first time in my life where I'm not being extraordinary. So I'm urging you to change your attitude to desire to become extraordinary. Somebody on my forum posted, Hen does shirtless photos. Hen, he's the Chinese guy that he lives in Canada. It's legal in Canada. He opened a bordello. He gets women like crazy, but he's in a certain niche. He's in the BDSM niche. And that's what these knuckleheads don't see. He's in the BDSM. He put out, he put on Tinder him in a shirtless photo with some leather shorts on or something like that, and suspenders with a whip or something like that. BDSM chicks will run to that. His body is extraordinary. The fellow who wants to do a shirtless photo on his profile, he looks like he has a hairy chest and hairy stomach. A lot of body hair. That's just not cool. Sorry, that's not cool. Chicks don't like that. Although, let me say the majority of chicks don't like that. There are some chicks that love a hairy chest. They love laying on a rug. That's cool. You find those chicks, they'll love you. But the majority of chicks out there don't even like shirtless photos. Because, especially the black community, black dudes with extraordinary physiques wore it out. And you've seen those guys with the photos. Bangura, you're guilty of that. They put their extraordinary photos up there. And what do you attract? You attract a certain type of woman that likes you for your physical body, not up here. See, I prefer up here first. Then I give the pleasure of viewing what's underneath. See, I come from here. Okay? When you do that, you attract superficial females. Sorry to go off on a side tangent. I was just thinking about that situation. What people don't realize is the fellow hand is, as I'm trying to tell these idiots on my line, on my site, he's in a special niche. You're not in that niche. He's in BDSM. You're not in BDSM. That's the way his mind works. That's what he's attracted to. He likes setting up, I've seen his photos of people hanging and a couple of guys working on girls, on I guess a cuck male hanging, and his wife is getting fucked by a black dude, and elaborate scenes. See, my mind doesn't work that way, and most minds don't work that way. If that's his bag, that's cool. But recognize, like, people years ago thought because Kanye West wore these skater shoes, I can wear the skater shoes too. And Jovian has shown photos of, I don't remember the guy. He's a famous guy in a band. He dressed horribly, but guys start wearing the little hat thing, those little hats. I'm out of ideas right now for words. And they start trying to wear the same kind of sweater, shit like that. Or they saw a guy with the Snoopy hat, that stocking cap on the back of the head, and it hangs on the back of the head. It looked good on the guy in the movie, but everyone else started doing, you look like idiots. If you're one of those guys that did that, you look like a damn fool. Don't even try to come back at me with some shit. The whole concept is stupid and feminine. So, your attitude, okay? You want the right attitude. Attitude is everything. If you don't have the right attitude, you're going to have a dater attitude that you get dating results. You want that player attitude. When you wake up in the morning, reaffirm that you're a player, okay? Set the day right. Set the tone of the day. I'm out.